Back to day 3, the final shift in the cozy cabin. Guys are just getting ready to wrap up. Looks like they're finishing up the last window trim. They have worked so hard and done such wonderful work. I can't wait to take you inside. I didn't know a lot about log homes. I thought I knew something, but I really knew nothing. I see that now. But to know, to see something done as good as it can be, it's really, I don't know, it's very encouraging. It's a very wonderful experience. It's just so rare these days. And I don't blame guys. I certainly don't blame men. If men are given the time to do things properly, most of the time they will. But unfortunately, money is the all-important thing, and we have to do things quicker and faster all the time. So that means cutting corners a lot of times. But there was no corners cut here. Isn't it beautiful, Connor, the Texian, Mr. Landfill, Mike, David, good to see you all, Tom. Usual suspects coming in. We are doing well. I've got nothing to offer you really tonight other than I was just basking in the afterglow of a project well done. The boys at Meadowlark, boy, they really, really went over above and beyond. Amazing. So impressed. I've got a lot of good content to share with you about the guys and the whole project, the whole thing. So I'll be uploading those videos throughout the week. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Ben LePage, good to see you. One of our OG gangsters. I'm going to go ahead, Ben, I'm going to go out. I'm going to offer something to you that I've never offered anyone, and there will be more to follow. You are an official remote warband member. How about that? George, yep. That mountain is something else. It never gets old. The thing with having the mountain there is it's never the same twice. It's constantly changing. Whether it be the cloud cover or the snow, the ebb and flow of the snow, and the seasons change, and it's always something different. It's always unique. It's not like looking at the back of a Target in Gary, Indiana, is it? Kitten is good. We're raising her to be a dog, so that's working out pretty good. Miss Pants has kind of adopted her as her own. Yeah, timber source of timber. So this timber all was harvested in Montana and hand peeled. Can you believe that? Hand peeled. There are 4 species. We have red and white fir, which would be Douglas fir, the tree of my people, larch, and lodgepole pine. The 4 species. The great big purlins, those big 3 timbers on the top, those are 2 of them, I believe, are Doug fir, maybe 3, but I would think the 2 left and right. Mr. Justin, shout out to you. Wow, thank you for that super chat. Justin says, wow, what a view. It is just extraordinary. I hope someday that there maybe some of you here will have the opportunity to come out here and stay in this. I'm looking forward to sharing it more than anything. I think that's going to be a side benefit that I didn't really consider. Mrs. W will decorate it, make it real nice, and make it a real experience for anyone that wants to stay in it. I think that'd be a fun thing to share. That's Mount Fuji. Yeah, the Texan, he knows. He knows. Don't mess with Texas. We're very fond of our Texas brothers up here, I'll tell you. Texas is certainly pro-ho. And West Coast. Mr. Seth, thank you. Isn't it beautiful? Goodness. I don't know, can I zoom up? I don't know if can we zoom in live stream? Oh, we can. How about that? Man, that's a good feature. So bring you up a little bit. So look at those fascias. A fascia is, I'll get my fat finger up there, is these boards right here. That's all one piece. No, those are one piece. There is a splice, one splice on the sides. One piece, that's Doug fir. that beautiful? You can see the red in it. And you've got Doug fir, I believe, here and here. And then these are Western larch, which is the Doug fir of Montana. But look at how we did those soffits. You know that you see there's two layers. It's twice as much wood, but that shadow. You know, life is all about shadows. That detail is everything. Do you see that? How it's dark in there? That's called, you know, kind of a shadow line. That's why what's so pleasing architecturally is when you have those shadows and steps and interesting different ways to reflect the light. And then how about that soffit? That's T&G ponderosa or white pine, I'm not sure. Probably ponderosa. Really nice. So the window frames are all in. The windows will be here in a week. We did splurge on the windows a little bit. We went with wood windows. I just couldn't put vinyl in here. Wood windows are a tough pill to swallow. They're so expensive, and these are pretty big, you know, big for a log cabin. But you know, how could you put vinyl windows in something like this? I just didn't have the heart. We wrapped the foundation with that is ponderosa pine. That, I guess that ledger down there, I don't know, man, don't know exactly what you call that. But that turned out really good. I thought it tied in nice with the logs. You see the flashing there? The flashing will match the color of the windows. The windows on the outside will be that dark bronze color. We almost went with black, but we thought that might be a little bit too trendy. And you know, you never want to go with a color for your windows. So we went with that dark bronze. So it'll be dark bronze. I think it's fiberglass or aluminum on the outside and all wood on the inside. I think red fir. So how the windows will work is, windows are really important. Natural light's very important. This is going to be Mrs. W's kitchen window. So that's what you call an awning window. It's a European style. It's not something you see in the States too much, but what it does is it hinges out like that, probably on a crank. And then the window there to the right, or the south, that is the utility room and the bathroom. So that will be a double hung. And then a single hung on the top. And there's a matching window that's bookmarked, so you can see natural light all the way through when you're up there. No problems with termites or critters here. The Pacific Northwest suffer from all that stuff. So the seal. So I just talked to Jalen's dad. Elvie showed up, and man, what an interesting dude. He told us all about it. So he said he recommends you don't do anything for a year. Let it check, let it crack a little bit, let it settle in, and then when that wood opens up and dries out, then it will really receive the stain or whatever it is you choose to put on that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave it for 1 year, and then a year from now, Lord willing, we'll be back and we can revisit that. And please, beloved, do go over to the folks over at Meadowlark Log Cabins. On the videos, I've got their links paged. And just tell them thank you for what they've done to make this available, that I could share it with you. You know, give them a shout out, help them out. They are salt of the earth people and dream contractors. Dream contractors. Above and beyond. And just good, honest people that build honest homes. Thank you, Albert. Yeah, no gutters. Don't put gutters up here. Actually, I addressed that in probably tomorrow's video. The snow, it just tears them off. Way too much snow up here. We get more snow than any place in the state, I believe. Or that's what I was told. Good men, good work, good life. Sean, yeah. Sean is pro-ho, I can tell. That's a lot of logs. Yeah, probably what, 30,000 pounds of logs. And how strong is that roof with those eye joists up there? Yeah, we're speaking of fence, we're going to put a privacy fence here, probably tall, 6, 8 feet, all the way across the property line, so that it'll be a lot more private here. Thank you, Mr. Rob. Yeah, some cozy lighting, absolutely. Of course, we're going to do the pine cones. You know, we always do it's kind of our signature thing, the pine cone pendants on the inside. I'll share all this when we do it. Oh, Mrs. W. I'm live stream. I've got a live stream.
Okay, I'll hop in the comments.
Can you go get my hat? It's blowing away. Just lost my hat. Accessory dwelling. Yeah, this is an accessory dwelling. Lord willing, you know, we'll have to save up for this, obviously, but we'll have to, you know, we'd like to do a small log home for ourselves right here to the left. That's right. That's where the build site is right there. And this would be an accessory or ADU for that. And we would probably build something that was 3 or 4 bedroom and 2,000 feet, something small. But we would, I mean, some matching, you know, doing something with these guys, you know, we would be happy to do that too. I never considered living in a log home, but after seeing it, I would love to. It would be nice. Thank you. My hat blew away there. Yeah, chimneys. Yeah, so wood stove. Would you guys? How about let's move you guys around to the front here. Just bear with me. I'm gonna try to. I'll bring you along. Drone cam on the tripod. You have to see the front. That's my favorite part. I'm not going to let you see here. I'm going to surprise you. Hold on. Get out here where we can get the scale of it. It's pretty majestic. It just sits. I just can't think of a more appropriate setting. Look at that. Goodness. You know, I don't know how to explain this. It's a little embarrassing, but I think I've had the fizz all day. Usually it comes in small bursts, you know, that you can manage. Well, I'm having trouble managing it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It makes you smile, doesn't it? It just makes me smile. Yeah, Wes, he knows. That is a lot of fizz, that's right. Tom's giving the triple thumbs up. They don't build them like that. Yeah, that will last, that's a 1,000-year building right there if it was taken care of. You know, it couldn't be built any better. We didn't cut any corners with the foundation, and we did everything as good as we could do it. Handmade stone fireplace, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? That would be quite nice. Actually, so regarding the wood stove, so we're most likely gonna put the wood stove right behind that. So it'll be a small one to go behind that, and the chimney will run up on the inside, and then the penetration will be right there, just to the left of the gable, or the peak. But doesn't that, let me give you a close up on that. Look at that fascia. Look at the quality, look at the miters. Look at the miters here, where the logs come in contact with that tongue and groove. This is craftsmanship here. Whistling Diesel, yes, I love his videos. He's a character, man. Soffit lights. So Jalen and the boys cut those in for us. So we've got 4 soffit lights. So that will be on a switch on the inside. So when you turn that on, that will light that whole porch area. That's a 6-foot overhang on the porch. And then I'll be building or putting together the log railing and that temporary plywood. You see where the saws are sitting? You guys are a little bit crooked there. Let me straighten you up. Right there where the saws are sitting, that plywood will come off, And then we'll put the cedar, Jack picked up today, the cedar decking on there, the 2x6s. And then we'll finish that front with the pine fascia board. Mr. Gabe Nichols, we have a super chat. Shout out to you. He says, you don't have to read this live. Looking good. I emailed you yesterday with my contact. Yeah, Mrs. W, if she hasn't already, we'll be getting back to you on that. I think she told me that she received that. Yeah. So yeah, that fascia will go there, and then stairs will come off right there where the snow bike ramp is. This is kind of fun to be able to share this with you guys live. And the guys are just wrapping up here, but yeah, it'll have AC. We'll have we'll do a mini split. Is it like a Mr. P? We've got a good one coming in, and we'll install a mini split, which will be a furnace AC in the back somewhere. Try to make it discreet as possible, and then the fireplace or the wood stove. Square footage, just over 600 with both up and down. I think 432 or 450 somewhere like that on the main floor. Enough to have a full bath with washer and dryer and a king bed with nightstands. And it will sleep 5 in our configuration, but you could go way more. Metal roof. No, I don't like metal roof. He said, Kyle, we have a super chat, $10. Thank you, beloved. Metal roof, you should look into those snow stops with glue on kind. Yeah, so what he's talking about is metal roofs are durable and they're good for fire country, and they shed snow really well. The snow will build up and it usually slides and slides. Well, our theory up here is we like to keep the snow on the roof. So, and I don't like metal. It looks bad after a while. It gets all chalky, and what's worse than like a red, green, or blue chalky old worn out roof? So we're gonna go with comp. I like the look of architectural comp in a dark color. It will match the house. We'll use the same shingles as the house. And then what that does is you hold the snow up there, and the house, you build to hold thick snow, 10 feet if need be. You know, this is going to shrug that off like it doesn't even exist. But hold it on there. Now you have got a really good insulating layer, like wearing a hat. And you don't have to have all the cleanup. You don't have to have it constantly piling up and covering your windows and all that. Just keep it up on the roof. It looks cool, and it's not a problem. Steve, welcome. His first live stream. You made one. It's hard to know with me. I'm so arbitrary. I could just jump on any time. Have you seen the video by Jacob B. Peterson of Sean Ryan simping for Tim Kennedy? No, I don't know. I like Sean Ryan. I think his interviews are he's making some of the best content on YouTube, and I'm not going to comment on anything that I don't know anything about. I'm going to assume that I don't know if he's simping. You know, if he believes in a candidate, that's his right to do that. Who are you to tell him what he can or cannot do? You know, what are you, only one with the truth around here? And what are you doing besides just criticizing a man that's trying to do good? So I'd be more likely to fall on Sean's side than some rando in the comment section, to be honest with you. Thank you very much. When will you build the main house? I don't know. You know, we have a lot of expenditures went out on this cabin, and we'll just have to see how it goes. You know, time's getting tough, so it could, you know, it might be a while. We have a lot of things going on. You know, we have a lot of work to do on the other place, and you know, other improvements, and you know, life's tough, man. We're all out here swimming as fast as we can. We have a super chat from Kyle Wilson. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle says, great choice. I'm a roofer from Anchorage, Alaska, so we know about snow loads up here. Yeah, there you have, right from the horse's mouth. And an Alaskan man, he knows a thing about roofer too, because being a roofer in Alaska, you have to be a hard man to do that. It's not unlike commercial fishing. So shout out to him. Obviously Proho. Cost to build, the log kit from Meadowlark, pre-finished just like we have right here, is going to be right around 30. And that's going to give you everything you need pre-cut. All you have to do is stick it together. And you can, all of you here can do that. So that starts at 30. And then the whole roof package, which includes everything, all the TNG, the red Douglas fir fascias, everything but the insulation is 10. So that's going to bring us at 40. Now these are just round numbers, you know, give or take. Probably, you know, add a couple thousand to this, but that's roughly what it is, 10 and change. So you're 40 right there as it sits. Now, you want to add rails for the upstairs loft, ladder, and handrails outside. That's 2,000. So as it sits right here, and then plus windows. Windows all come with the kit. All the window things that they're doing here, you just install them yourself. So 30, 40, so 42,000 as it sits right here. What's left? You have to insulate the roof, which you can do yourself. You have to put the roofing on, which you can do yourself. And you have to put your windows in, which you can easily do yourself because they've all been framed in there. And Meadowlark supplies all of those frames, and you just notch them in. And I've got videos. You'll watch all of it being done in the next day or two as I drop the videos. Yeah, Alaska is far, far West Coast, man. Well, Alaska is obviously West Coast, man. It's just built in. He's not, he is a legitimate son. He's not a bastard. Nothing wrong with a bastard. A bastard could become let in as well. Look at Vermont. So 50K with taxes. Yeah, there you go. 50K with taxes. Foundation. Well, again, you can do the foundation yourself for as little as probably $5,000. Yeah, probably $5,000 to $10,000, depending on where you live. You know, stuff down in the deep south is a lot less money than up here. I'm going to have to get back to you on what we have in the foundation, but it was a buttload. I can tell you that, a buttload. That's just because of we live out west, and that's the way things are out here. Land is what? $150,000 an acre in this valley. No, more, maybe 200 if it's got a view. Yes, Andrew, my pleasure. How many people could I see being comfortable here? 4. I would say 4. And if you had little kids, kids close together, you could do 5. I would say comfortable. Mom and Pa is downstairs in a full queen. You would put up a partition wall, probably a curtain, something to that effect. And then you have 2 kids upstairs with their own areas that could be divided with a curtain, or even a wall, you know, with pocket door, something like that. Semi-private. But you could easily flex it into 3, especially by adding a bunk bed or a trundle bed. So I would say a family of 4 could easily live in this, provided you had an outbuilding. It would be important to have a shop. You'd want to escape. You want to have an outlet, and that would go for your wife as well. You know, maybe you do a little remote. You build a little cabin. You know, something you can do yourself, Home Depot shed style. And you put up a little office where you can get away. If you work from online and you know you're not a hands-on guy, build yourself a small office that's separate that you can go out and get away from, and just make sure as soon as you can get something for your wife as well. If you're a shop guy like me, then you just put a wood stove in your shop, and then you can be comfortable out there year-round and you know get out of your wife's and kids' hair and for your own sanity. Looks like Mrs. Wranglerstar is in the house. If you have any comments for her, I know she's as pleased as punch, like I am. Welcome, Mr. Josh. Be Good Broadcast. No, it's a little over 400 square feet, I believe, on the main floor. Mrs. W can tell you. I combined up and down about 600. Mrs. W is a good canner. She is a master food preserver, actually. So if you have canning questions, she will tell you. Her number 1 rule is don't eat canned goods from people you don't know or you haven't seen them do their canning, because canning can kill. Be careful. I'm going to step away here and talk to Jalen for just a minute, so you guys enjoy the view there. You heading out, Mr. Jalen?
I think so. I think we're done for tonight, so yeah, tomorrow, what's your thoughts?
So we were thinking just a chill day and bring the family over, and we're gonna put some pancakes on, and we'll just keep it low key, and we'll feed you guys, and we'll just do what we want to do.
Okay. Wants to bring
with
anything?
no
Bring some
obligation.
Orange juice. Bring something.
I will check in with her, and if need be,
Okay.
we'll tell you. But
Okay.
I'm sure we got plenty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. Maybe at what time? I mean, what time should we try to be here?
Sleep in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, 9-ish or so, 9:30, maybe. Why don't we say 9:30?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
And I may have to repent and text you if she
That's-
says otherwise, but
totally
I think that
just
will
te-
work.
yeah,
You know how it is, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna be gone, so. It was
You're
good
out of
meeting you,
here?
Cody.
Oh,
I
no
guess.
pancakes for you.
Yeah, I know. Sadly, I know. I wish I could stay, but my wife's got a flight Saturday morning, so.
You will be missed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was.
I can't thank you enough, and the effort that went into the spray foam was heroic. That was hard work.
Well, I'm glad you got yourself a beautiful cabin, so. Yeah. Beautiful spot, man.
So when do you think realistically yours will go up?
So we just poured the footers before I came. So as soon as I get back, I'm gonna order block and start put a couple courses of block on, and then we'll put the pipe and stuff in because I'm putting my house directly on a pad, which now I wish maybe I would have put a subfloor on it. You know, to make it a little bit easier with the plumbing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But originally I was thinking just a pad, and then we decided to do a frost footer because someone's like, yeah, you don't want to just do them. We were thinking about a mono slab. Jalen mentioned a mono slab, but like. Probably too much weight for a mono slab.
Oh yeah, even with thickened edges.
Yeah.
You'd have to just go deep, and then but yeah, it's kind of.
You'd essentially have a foundation under it
Yeah,
anyway.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
So we're doing the frost
you could
footer
still
now.
you could still always do a subfloor. It's not too late if you didn't want to do it.
How would I do that? I figured it with that 12-inch stem wall. I guess I could build the
You could
12-inch
frame it,
stem
yeah.
wall on top of it.
Yeah, you could.
Could I still do that?
Yeah, you could if you wanted to. But
We have to talk about that.
And then
Yeah.
you could get some storage under there too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's worth it. We definitely should discuss it again.
So I'm hoping that, I'm hoping in the next, in the next 2 months or something. I'm hoping to get it up and get the roof on and get it dried in before winter. That's my goal, is to get it dried in before winter so that I can, put a stove in there and work on it all winter long.
Yeah. Right. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would. It really would.
your mic.
Sorry about that. I should have muted my microphone. I'm trying to think what I said. Well, there it is. The guys just took off. I guess you cut that conversation. Simple guy, welcome. Shall we take a walk inside? I'm not going to, I'm going to shut down here in just a minute. I'm going to help Jerai put some of this stuff away. And I'll just give you a quick tour inside. Do I have audio back? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. The Georgia Crazy Cajun is in the house. Good to see you here. 5x5, okay. Mr. Landfill coming through. Okay, so you guys get to see it before the video here, But Jalen and crew cut all these out with the chainsaw, and I'll show you what it looks like sanded. But all freehand, cut those miters in there. Looks really good, doesn't it? And they got these jambs. These jambs are all let in with angle iron to hold the corners together. Really clever. Everything all siliconed in, but look how nice, look how straight that line is. He hand cut that by eye and finished all this by eye. And all the windows. Not only that, but he also put a bevel, a chamfer on the log here, from here all the way across to drain any water away from the window. We have a super chat from Gabe. Welcome, Mr. Nickel. The Fizz has arrived. Just received my beloved shirt. The fit and feel is exceptional. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I like mine too. It is a high quality shirt. USA made there, everything printed in North Carolina. The middlemen, they boxed that and they put some goodies in there. They did the nice bag. So here's the bathroom window. Utility room. So look at that. So Jalen cut that out. This is where he cut this out for me. So when I build the wall, there's going to be a wall right here for the bathroom that I can run my trims in here and have a nice, clean, just a perfect seam. He did that freehand. Look at that. There was some knucklehead in the comment talking about, saying that, oh, these guys are not craftsmen, and, I've been doing such and such for 50 years and all this nonsense. Okay, well, talk is cheap, isn't it? Here's what they do. You can see it, right? Do you know that every one of these logs is hand peeled and shaped? These logs don't naturally roll together like this. This is all done by hand. Can you imagine the shoulders on the guys that peel the logs? I asked Jalen, he said the guys were pretty strong. I think that was an understatement. Pulling on a draw knife, and they get paid by the foot, which was interesting, right? Fun fact. So here's the front. So I'll back up here. We're under the loft. I hadn't even seen the ladder. So wherever you sit, this is Mrs. W's idea here, on the couch or at the bar stool at the kitchen, or working at the kitchen because the door will be glass. You can see out to, Mount Fuji. So here's the ladder. It's pretty nice, isn't it? And one of the first things we'll do, probably Jack and I and Jariah, we'll put the floor in up here. He picked up the material, the same material that I have in my studio, my shop, the wood on the walls. It's a 2x6 decking, Douglas fir. We'll use the same stuff. It'll run this way. And that will make the floor, and also we'll have that nice look of the TNG from underneath. Yeah, the toupee is looking fine, isn't it? Yeah, I can't give all my secrets out. Cute ladder. Be Good So Be Good says what? Bring back food and coffee stuff. Bring the food and coffee stuff back. Per Mrs. W. Oh, thank you. I will do that right now, or I will forget. I'm instructed to bring the food and coffee stuff. Mrs. W, always a good host. We have a super chat from the Lumberjack. The Lumberjack writes, let me flip the camera here. The Lumberjack writes, this is great. Planning to build a hunting camp on my property, and this would be a great idea. Yeah, wouldn't that be something for a hunting camp? Hunting camp. Not going to be very productive here, loading with one hand, but should probably put that up front. Name idea for the cabin. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I have not come up with anything. I mentioned Mrs. W calling it Jack's cabin, but she said no. I want Jack to know he always has a place in our home, you know, a room. And so I thought that was a good idea as well. Oh, if I don't spill this, it'll be a miracle. Well, this is IRL for sure here, huh? Nothing but the best. Oh, of course. And then turn my ankle on the jar. By the sweat of your brow you'll earn your living, the Lord says. So Mrs. W and I are of the opinion that Arctic and Yeti, although everyone says they are the same, they are not the same. The Yeti is better. The Arctic is cheaper. People say they're the same, but they're not. Arctic is better. Or no, Yeti. Yeti is better. Okay, I'll take you over here to the east wall. I think the symmetry of this wall is nice. I like the two windows. We have a super chat from JJ Blinks. Shout out to you for $10. I've been mulling over a family compound of sorts and getting a few of these on properties with larger shop-like structures for everyone to use. They must, I think that's a great idea. You know, that's what's going to be required in the future, right? With the property prices, with the price of construction materials. You know, if 3 families could split the cost of gravel at $400 for that pile right there, and what if you need 50 of them? If you can split that, you know, that starts making things affordable. You know, just be careful that you have expectations ironed out, you know, and everyone knows, you know, what's acceptable. Have contracts. You know, don't be doing things on think so, because when someone stops pulling their weight or not paying their fair share of maintenance for the driveway, then, you know, hard feelings come in. And now you're living next to your enemy that was once your friend. So it's you know, you have to be very clear. You have to be very clear and spell out and write out, you know, what's going to happen, who's going to do what. But if you can do that, then that's the play. Now you've got someone to help watch your kids. If you want to go out on, you know, have a date. Now you've got someone to give you a hand if you're in need. You know, you help one another out. You don't have to buy 3 wood splitters anymore. You buy one, and, you know, again, make sure you don't bring it back. Always bring, you know, have the golden rule. Bring something back better than you found it, than it was lent to you. You know, that's what you do. As long as everyone maintains that, then you can have harmony and friendships. I think we have a Trump fan going by. Good luck with that. That'll be the upstairs window for the loft, the sleeping loft. So this will be the south wall. Trumpers are dumber than East Coast men. And I didn't even know that was possible. And we need not spoil the evening with any of that. Who cares? I'm beyond caring. I'll not vote for any of them. I'm done with the whole thing. I sit on my porch of my cabin and ignore them. Mega. Oh, is there a garden plan? You know, I haven't gotten there yet. But, well, of course, you'd have to have little cedar window boxes with perennials, wouldn't you? That wouldn't be proper. Alex, a nice house. That's so. That is kind of funny. I had the same thought. You know, you look at it on paper, right? And it's what, 18 by 24, 32, 24, yeah, plus a deck on paper. And you know, you're trying to fit in a shower, and you're trying to fit in a king bed, and everything's so small, right? You're making compromise after compromise. So you have in your mind, you know, it's going to be this little thing, and then the logs arrive, you know, and then, like they told me, hey, so Jalen's like, yeah, so we're going to send those logs out, and do you have a forklift? I'm like, oh yeah, I've got 2 forklifts. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm pro-ho. I've got everything covered. I've got the Yanmar, you know, I could throw forks on that. I've got the cat. You know, what's that thing not going to unload, right? Well, it wasn't going to unload that giant log truck thing that arrived, and bless all the boys, you know, Jariah and Peter and Jack really stepped up, and we got that thing unloaded. But that was like a 6-hour fight. I think it was a 6-hour ordeal, and it was touch and go, man. I was running the skid steer, and you know, that's not my specialty, to be honest with you. But we got it unloaded and spread out, and then it started to sink in, like, oh, this is a big thing, right? You know, we have to permit everything because you guys call the building department on me and turn me in every time I try to cut a corner or, you know, save a buck or two. You won't have it, so you turn me in, and so I have to do everything on the up and up, you know. So, and then that costs a fortune. You know, of course, you could do this for half of the amount that I had to do it, you know, but I have to, you know, I gotta. That's my cross to bear. So, give me your sympathy, right? But if you were to say, let's say, a bit of a maverick and nobody was looking, you know, does the right hand need to know what the left hand is doing? You know, that's what I say. Every time I turn around, you guys are turning me in. I'm on a first name basis with all of the building inspectors at the state level. You know how those electricians are, you know, they think that they come down off their cross, you know, one of these days, and they think they're above us all. You try to do their trade, you know, as simple as roughing in a house like this is not overly complicated, but you try to do that, and then they get all bent. But bless them, they do keep us from catching ourselves on fire. Yes, there are two interior walls that are on this corner over here for the bathroom. The rest of it will be open. No, you're right. That's exactly right. JJ, I only rip on you because I like you and I admire your trade. I do, of course. I've always told the guys that if I were to go back in the trades, that's what I probably would have done, and got bored of it and done something else. But I would have done it for a time. Yeah, we were talking. I was talking the other night with Brian, and that's what we said. Like, if you were a bachelor, this would be it right here. This would be what you wanted. This would be all you needed. You could have a full size king bed, whatever you wanted. You have a whole corner for a nice office. The whole upstairs. You put your bed upstairs and have the whole downstairs open. You could entertain. I mean, you could seat 12 comfortably in there with a couple tables or a family style table, and it has it's got a really proper galley kitchen. That's designed smartly so you can, be very efficient. Shout out to Mrs. W. Jalen may offer this plan as an option, make it available. What she's done here takes a special time. Oh yeah. Well, not only that, I'm not going to get into it, but they've caused all sorts of problems. Yeah, but God is on our side. Mr. Jason Barr, shout out to you. And again, congratulations for your new arrival. He says maybe one day you can do a set down video with manservant. Yeah, well, we'll see. Thank you for that, Jason. Any plans on a blue roof? Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you, you know me, I'm far from a conspiracy theorist. Turn my camera, far from a conspiracy theorist, but it has crossed my mind. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have a few blue tarps on hand, especially the size big enough to cover your roof, right? Shout out to Hawaii. That was very peculiar. What went on down there, wasn't it? 661 of you are hanging out here in the afterglow of the cabin. The movie. Yeah, isn't that nice? It sure is pretty. These two front windows do not open. These are just picture windows. And the front door will be a French door, so single all glass. These windows will be casements, meaning that they will open with a crank, swing out like a barn door. Doubles probably, open both ways. I don't know if it's a single open. As wide as they're probably doubles. I'm not sure. I have to look at the schedule, but they're big. So you'll have cross ventilation through the kitchen, right there, and then cross ventilation if you were to open the bathroom door here, and then from north to south, cross ventilation. Both these windows will open on the gables as well. Oh, here you can see the vents for the roof bays. So this is a cold roof, meaning that the actual, there's no heat on the roof. There is air that cycles, flows, convection, right? It goes through those vent screens up through the bays on top of the foam insulation and then be released out the ridge. That's important because when you have people living in a house, they exhale a lot of moisture, and that's what causes mold. And if if the roof is not properly vented, then it will destroy your house. I've seen that happen before. It's really, really bad. See, Mrs. W is apologizing for me hurting people's feelings. I will be nicer. Do comp shingles. So dark, probably dark charcoal color. The outside of the windows, I believe, are bronze. And those will be here in a week. Oh, I'll show you the sanded area. I think Johnny, he was working on one right here to kind of show me how to do it, how it should look. Yeah, so he was working on, so he sanded those. But those bevels look good, don't they? These all hand hewn to fit, to match. A lot of character. This is cool. I like this sort of thing. Still a little bit of mud in there, so we'll dig all that out. That'll all come out when it dries up. That'll be a nice feature. But they only take the best logs. He said they take the top 10%. If, let's say, you know, our logs are a little bit different, but when they cut a stand down, the best, he pays the best prices, and so the local loggers tend to like to come to him with the best that they have. And he sets those aside, and he builds these cabins and homes. The scale of the big logs, the purlins, they're huge. When we get everything said and done, we'll get kind of a basic price on what it costs. I don't know right now. I can tell you that the log home, the kit, the frame without the roof is right around 30. The roof is right around 10. So 40, you know, and that includes pretty much everything you see here. The handrails and the ladder are another 2,000, and they're all pre-done. You just have to put them, you know, just install them. But all the railings and everything. So I think that's actually quite a good value, especially if you don't have the tools to do that. You're going to pay that much for the tools, to buy the tools to do the railings, at least. Then you've got foundation, which, you know, you can put these on piers. You can do your own foundation. You could do a block foundation. You can do that. You can do the roof. I would buy the roof for $10,000. I would insulate it. We did foam, 5 inches of expanded foam insulation. They sprayed that in there. Johnny did a really nice job on that. Yeah, these prices I'm quoting you, that this is just material. There's no labor in that. That's the thing, is that it's affordable, but labor is the expensive part. You have to, but it's all designed so you can do it yourself. You know, basic things. There's retired couples that are doing it, that are in their 70s. You know, you can rent a telehandler, you can do a crane, you know, you can do it. You figure it out. The hard work, the heavy lifting's already been done. Really. I would call Meadowlark and ask them. I don't, you know, I'm sure that they've done cabins all over the place. I mean, I'm speaking out of turn here, but I would give them a call. I mean, why would you take a chance on anything less? I mean, just talk to people that have met them and know them and have worked with them. It's you know, why would you take a chance? All right, gentlemen. Well, I just wanted to share that with you. I was excited. You know how it is when you're excited to share something. Yeah, you know, that's something to consider. That's a good point about the railings. We want to make sure they don't interfere with the windows. Um, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but that's something to keep in mind for sure. Yeah, good point. That's why you know, it's heavy log railings. They are not the best for seeing through, but we'll see. We haven't got there yet. We'll work on that over the next coming weeks. We'll do that in house. You're welcome, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Weaver, for hanging out. Well, I'm going to say good night to 641 of you. You are much beloved. I do appreciate your time and hanging out with me. And stay tuned, subscribe. I will be uploading as fast as I can. I got some really good stuff to share with you. I've been filming, Mrs. W and I filming nonstop for 3 days. So we have a lot to share, and we've learned a lot, and a lot of really good pro tips that are going to save you guys a lot of aggravation if you decide to do something like this. It's really a life-changing thing. I can see that, and to have something that you can share with people and they can enjoy it as well is, well, it's one of the best things I can imagine doing. Really, I thought, a dream of mine for retirement has been, I would like to have kind of a small, like a really nice private campsite, by a river somewhere where you lived in a cabin there, and you could have, people come in and they could experience the joy of having a campfire and, all that sort of thing. And being around that is fun, and I enjoy it. It's nice to be able to share something when you love it. All right. Well, thank you, Alex. Thank you for AA Ron and Mark and Petra. The Millennial Falcon. And the Texas Sheepdog. All right, well, keep us in your prayers. I'm going to get out of here, and we'll see you guys over on the next one.